Well, welcome back, everybody. It's been 3, 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks we haven't been on the Super C. Been quite a while. I just came down here this morning. Of course, I got this stuff here all cleaned up. And I only clean up and paint where I'm at. Later on, maybe this summer I can get outside and do some wire wheeling. It makes a hell of a mess in the shop. But anyway, I got some paint on this. I'll put some more on it here later. But I've got the box back on, the gauge box, and the towel for the steering wheel and controls. And this was a disappointing unit. I had to take it and change the contour of it quite a lot. I'm going to put this on here and we'll see if this reproduction throttle is going to be satisfactory or not. Just if you're curious, we got about a foot of snow yesterday, maybe 14 inches or so. And today, the wind is blowing. Beautiful sunny day, but you can probably see that tree there. We keep getting gusts, 25, 30 miles an hour. And yeah, kind of cold. Carol's out in the greenhouse. This stuff is real small. I've been helping her for the last week every day till yesterday. Yesterday we took the day off because the stuff just wasn't big enough to transplant. Today, like she says, it's big enough, but not really. So she's just going to take her time and pick at it. And she told me to come down here and work on the tractor. So, sounds perfect to me. So anyway, I got that set on there. And I got to find me a washer to go on there. And there should have been one on it, but I don't see. There's the original cotter pin that came with it. And maybe they didn't have a washer on there, but I'm going to put one on it. And once I get that on there, we will see just exactly whether or not we like it or not. I think we're gonna, because I've crisped it up. It was at an angle like this, and now I've got it the other way so it'll actually bite in. So I can tell I'm gonna like it. And it's not hitting on the back here yet. It's still sitting on the actual dog. So yeah, I guess I'm going to leave that well enough alone. I'm not even going to pin it right now because I want to put the throttle linkage on it. It's a lot easier to pin it when it's not, you know, get the cotter pin on it when it's not actually hooked up. But we'll just leave it like that for right now. Well, kind of a funny thing. While I'm putting together, you know, anything that I bought from Steiner, you know, might as well put it on and get it out of the way. So I set this on top of the stack. And this bolt right here is a 6mm with a 10mm knot. So that's where that goes. Anyway, I got to go find me a 1/4-inch carriage bolt and saw it off, and because I know mine are long, and I'll get rid of this. Just one more thing off the bench. Always hitting the tripod. Anyway, I went and made me a new bolt. The serviceability of that other bolt, there's nothing wrong with it, but I have a thing about having metric bolts on a machine that's supposed to be all American. So as I buy stuff, I gotta go get a ratchet for that. There, I got her all on. Nice and flat, keep the rain out. Anyway, just one more thing off the bench. That's the only reason I did it. So now we're back to, yeah, working on this stuff here. I am gonna clean off the table here so that I can get stuff, grab the hoist, pick this beast here up because I can handle it if it doesn't have all this linkage on. But with all the linkage on, it's more than I want to handle. Yeah, it is just waist high. You know, it should be an easy pick over there, but I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'll lift it with the hoist. So anyway, we'll put this box of bolts back. That's left over from the greenhouses, actually. And I got a bunch more up there in the green boxes. Yeah, this is a brand new bolt, but I'm not going to keep it because it'll absolutely piss me off when I go to use it and it's got a 10mm. And I don't really mind 10mm if I'm working on metric stuff, but you know, 90% of the time, the 10 millimeters, they're on vacation somewhere. You never can find them. So anyway, it's just one of those things. But yeah, I'll continue here cleaning. Well, I tried picking this up, and I can't actually pick it up, but I didn't dare to swing it because there's nothing to grab a hold of on this end other than this bottom, and I didn't want my fingers to be in the way. Just seemed like the thing to do would be to use a hoist. So anyway, oh, and another thing, if you ever see one of these in a yard sale, if it's a swivel that don't look like it's been abused, and you got an engine hoist, they're well worth 15 or 20 bucks even used, because that's an American-made one, an old one. And yeah, it's been worth its weight in gold over the years. And I found that one in the yard sale. Well, there we go. Guess if I can get it close, that's all that really matters, and I can huss it around after that. Beautiful. That should slide right ahead about 2 inches. Just like so. Beautiful. It's nice to see that back on there. So anyway, I'm going to get my 4 bolts and tighten them up. So they're just 1/2-inch bolts, 4 of them. The one on that further side in the front right here was never tightened from the last time whoever had it off. Not really sure if it was something from the factory or if it was something that my great-grandfather did. I'm not sure. I know for a fact because, you know, I've been around this thing every time it was worked on since my father bought it. And I know for a fact that he never had this thing off. Now comes the hard part. I'm starting to run some wiring through here. I'm going to try to run a number 12 wire, which is right here. I've already got it stuck up into the tube. You can't see it with the camera, but it's sticking up in there. And I've got it wedged up so it'll stay. I'm going to try to get it here with the fingers. And don't know how it's going to work, but we'll see here. Yeah, it's all the way to the top. This might be more difficult than you'd think. Come on. I got a hold of it. Geez, I think I'm going to get it. Come on. Oh, look at that. I got lucky. First try. There, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this off where it's plenty long enough here, and then I'm going to run another piece across from the other side, and I'm going to hook 3 pieces together right here, but I'm going to have that joint about right here, and then that way it'll come up, come over, and it'll come from here out, and it'll go from there over to there. And I'm not going to have the joint in the middle like they had it originally, because by the time you tape it all up, I don't really know how they got it to, you know, be like a T in there and put it all together. I haven't quite figured that one out. I'm sure there's a secret to how they did it. But yeah, I did well. Getting up through here was the hard part. But a set of fingers there's, I guess, the ticket. Anyway, I'll bring you back here when I get a little more done. Well, there's my splice. I actually soldered it, and 2 layers of heat shrink, and we can suck it right in, tease them 2 wires, and I got enough out all 3 places. I'll just trim them to length, put the ends on after I put the lights on. I'll do that last thing when I'm all done painting. And yeah, we'll keep on going. This piece up here, I've looked in a bunch of books. Some of the books show this is tipping out a little bit below this flange on the throttle quadrant. Some of them show it tipping up this way a little bit. So I just put it in line with it as good as I can get it and called it good. I'm not really sure. It really doesn't matter because it's all adjustable right here. Which we'll adjust that when we, get the engine running again and get the hydraulic oil in here, and we got to set these stops right here. So there's quite a lot of adjustment to do, but that'll be a whole video in itself, is adjusting this and, all that good stuff. Well, as you can see there, we're gaining on the back, but got the engine back off. I'm not really sure, but you can see all the oil here hanging. Tomorrow morning, or when I get down here the next time, I've already drained the oil out of it. I'm going to pull the pan, pull the flywheel, and I've got another seal kit. I've got another gasket for the oil pan. I got another rear main seal, and I actually don't think it's leaking around the rear main seal. I think it's leaking right down here where the gasket meets, but I'm not sure. But I put that on when it was on the engine stand, and I was working in a little space and I couldn't really do it right. I'm going to lay it down on this table right here and have nothing in the way. This is one of my little projects. Oh, that's grease, I guess. For tomorrow is I got a couple good rolls of this spring steel. And I got to make a jig because one of these was rusted so bad that I threw it out. And yeah, I'm going to make some new covers for the touch controls up there. And anyway, so that's all this video is going to be. I'm going to quit right here, I guess. And when I get ready to do the rear main, I'll bring you along and we'll see what the problem was. So keep safe, everybody, and don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one. Not much stuff on my other channel, but I do have another channel started. For those of you who want to, keep an eye on both of them. The other one's got a lot of just little shorts of the dogs and stuff. And I am eventually going to move a lot of the videos over to that channel also. And all the new ones I'm going to upload to both channels. So the other channel is just Mayberry Farm and Homestead. Just Mayberry Farm and Homestead. And so anyway, you might want to check that out. You might see something on there that you didn't see on the other channel. So we'll see you on the next one.